My firm view is probably 99.9% of all the blockchain game projects today are going to go to zero. So I would definitely not recommend people put money there. Traditional gaming, that's more interesting, or projects where you have sort of game development talent at its core. I think that's interesting, that are trying to build, persistent worlds, metaverses, whatever you want to call them. I think that's interesting. But the reality is, I think from an individual investor standpoint, it's a relatively tough space to play, other than sort of investing in core tech startups, because the big game development, the AAA game development that I think will lead to metaverse style outcomes are just so capital intensive. It basically rules out any individual investor, like I said, unless you have incredibly deep pockets, right? This is why you see Meta dumping $10 billion and still not getting very far. You're talking about an ask or a project that is very capital intensive. And so again, I would recommend individual investors, retail investors, to think maybe a little more on the tech side, like you said, infrastructure, where it's more traditional angel investing in a tech startup.